Hello, viewers. This is City Metro for Scream bring you a new podcast from a segment called The Boruto Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to preach too hard during this audio podcast recording. During this audio podcast recording, and not to cause any audio, and not try to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will attain to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will attain to adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then you can go to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, let's get into today's episode of Boruto. So basically, the episode starts off when it last left us, the previous episode. Momoshiki finally woke up and took over Boruto's body. Took over Boruto's body after he got knocked out by a mutated Boro. So basically, Momoshiki's conscience temporarily took control of Boruto's body while he was not unconscious by Boro. So basically, he took off one of Boro's other hands, took off Boro's hands and whatnot. So basically, I'm just gonna call Boro. So basically, Momoshiki. So I'm just gonna call him Boroshiki for the sake. So basically, Boroshiki was basically kicking the shit out of Boro. So basically, but he was low on chakra. So basically, he took some. He took some chakra from Naruto, who was unconscious, while Sarada and the others, watch Boroshiki, finish off, Boro with the Rasengan. So basically, Boroshiki used the Rasengan to destroy Boro, and Boro was cursing Koshi for giving him back intel that Boruto Kurama hadn't fully awakened yet. This thought that Captain Koshi so forced explanation that Boruto's mock Kamarok is fully awakened yet, and Boroshiki was able to take and Momoshiki was able to take Boruto's body. After Boro got destroyed by Boroshiki's Rasengan, Boruto transformed. So basically, the Boroshiki transformed back into Nova Boruto, and the others went to go check on him, and he had no remember on how. And Boruto had no memory of the last 3 minutes what happened. So basically, it's been back in their world, it's been 2 days. Naruto's been asleep for 2 days at the hospital. Then he finally woke up. Blah blah blah. So blah 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 things. So basically, Naruto's been asleep for 2 days. The family was worried about him. So basically, Hime, Hinata, and Boruto was worried about Naruto being asleep for 2 days after he got beat up and captured by Jigen and whatnot. So anyway, Naruto finally woke up, and the family was glad and whatnot that he was okay and whatnot. Anyway, in the other room, Rishi Sarada is back in the village along with Dr. Kate. Along with Dr. Kinski, whatever, with Dr. Kinski, treating, Karaki, but, since he was doing the best to treat Karaki's, his body or not, but since Karaki's body, it seems like his body started to, some of the tech is started to degenerate inside. So basically, Dr. Koski was doing his best to treat Karaki's injuries, whatnot, especially all that ninja tech into the scientific ninja tech in his body, but he still doesn't understand. He still doesn't understand the scientific ninja tech in Karaki's body, and some of it is some of the nanotech in his body is starting to not go well with his prosthetic arm. It started to deteriorate a little bit. So basically, like the only thing he can do is, and it's kind of putting Crocky into pain. So basically, like some of the tech and some of the non-tech in Crocky's body is starting to deteriorate a little bit and cause him some pain. So basically, the only thing that Dr. Coffee can do is is give him something to do with the pain that he's feeling from some of his tech and his body, start to malfunction and cause him some pain and shit like that. So basically the whole T7, Rishi T7 along with Gabbert and Naruto along. So basically Shikamaru was there, Sasuke was there, along with T7 and whatnot, was discussing what was down about Bull and whatnot. Was talking about Bull, about the whole how they took down Bull situation and whatnot. So basically, Clarky said that Bull. Was telling what's been about Bull and telling him about the last member Toad, telling him about the last member being Toad, or of the Karma organization, at the Kara organization. So basically, he was telling Naruto, everybody in the hospital about Bull was a member of the Kara organization, and the last member of the Kara organization is Code, but he doesn't know what type of powers that Code has. So basically, he was telling everybody else that and he was telling that Victor Diva, Delta, Volvo, and Co are the members, along with Jigen and Ottawa were all members of the Kara organization, the main members of the Kara organization. Since Vector is dead, Diva is dead, the Bull is dead. There's not a lot. The only members left is Jigen, Code, Delta, and Ottawa are the only members left. So basically, Delta, Code, Jigen, and Ottawa are the last members left of the Care organization. At the care organization. So basically, during this whole briefing in Naruto's hospital room, Mitsuki, the kid had the opportunity to tell what happened to Boruto, had the opportunity to tell, Mitsuki, Sawada, and even Karaki had the opportunity to tell what happened to Boruto when Boruto transformed into Osuki, but instead, they're not telling Naruto or anybody at the meeting. They tell Sasuke about Boruto's transformation into a Osuki member. So basically, So basically, the kids had the opportunity to tell Naruto or Shikidao at Shikamaru at the meeting that that Boruto transformed into an Osuki member temporarily, but instead they only tell Sasuke. So basically, the only adult that knows that Boruto transformed into an Osuki member temporarily about Boroshiki's transformation as Sasuke. So basically, Sasuke was So basically, like, Sawada, because, was worried that, she thought that, if she would have told Naruto, he probably would take Naruto off to his ninja duties and whatnot, or something bad would happen. So, but her and Mitsuki decided to tell her father. So basically, like, basically, like, Sasuke was kind of shocked about, about this whole Boruto transport into an Osuki member and whatnot. And while that was going on, so basically he decided to, like, oh, I did. All right, then. But, like, Sasuke was like, because, I'm going to keep this hush for now. But, if he does transform again, I'm telling him, like, Sasuke was like, all right, I'll keep this, keep your kid secret for now. But, if he does transform again, that's it. I'm telling Naruto. So basically, like, Sasuke, that was Sasuke's deal. Like, he was like, he could have told Naruto or Shikamaru about this, about Boruto's transformation into an Osuki member and whatnot. So anyway, so basically, but like Sasuke was like, all right, I'll keep the secret for now. But it's Boruto transform again. I'm gonna tell Naruto about Boruto's Osuki transformation. So anyway, Kuraki and Boruto was having a conversation in the House of Horror about his transformation into Osuki member. And that's when Clarky said that, I went through the same thing as you did. I also transport into a Osuki. I also transport. I also had an Osuki transformation as well, just like you did. Like you did. So basically, Clarky was telling him that he transformed into a Osuki as well a while ago. So a while ago before he met Boruto Company. So anyway, she could out and educate each other at the hospital with some teriyaki to gank Kuraki, to gank Kuraki for hoping to save Naruto's dad and whatnot. So anyway, the boys started to play cards and whatnot, blah blah blah, until Sarada showed up, telling the boys that that Kuraki needs to rest up and whatnot. So anyway, while in this hospital bed, he went to go see Naruto again. Once again, when he got to Naruto, he heard Naruto he heard Shikamaru talking to Naruto about that Kuraki is dangerous. Once again, Shikamaru was telling him that that Kuraki is that clock is dangerous, Jiggy and the others put you in the hospital, like, long as you keep Kuraki here, like, Shikamaru was still, even though that Kuraki did help Naruto get, bomb Naruto back and free him from the shield, Shikamaru was still believe that the boy is still lying about certain things, and he could be his presence in the village could lead to all attack by Jigen and the rest of the Kara organization, what remains of the Kara organization members and shit like that. So anyway, basically Naruto was still like usual. Naruto was still convincing Kuraki to Shikamaru that I do believe him. He risked his own life to bring me back. So basically, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, Kuraki, after hearing Naruto standing up for him with Shikamaru, Kuraki went back to his hotbed, wondering, was kind of glad that Naruto was sticking up for him, but at the same time, if he wasn't, if that plane hadn't crashed, and Naruto wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. If that airship hadn't crashed that was carrying him, and that the Taylor hadn't crashed, Naruto would not be in the hospital in the first place. Meanwhile, back at Boruto's house, we see Boruto stare at his mom, and instead wondering that about his boss, wondering if he might transform again, and this wondering that he could transform into Osuki again. So basically, he's wondering that stare at his boss that he could transform into Osuki again, and this how the episode ended with Boruto staring at his karma, wondering and thinking about what Momoshiki said to him when he got the mop from Momoshiki, thinking about what Momoshiki said to him when he got the mop from Momoshiki and whatnot, and thinking that wondering that that part of Momoshiki is inside him, and wondering that will he ever transform again? So into Momoshiki, or Boroshiki, I call it, and this is how the episode ended. So anyway, this was a good episode. So basically, there's a lot of like, once again, a lot of people are like, basically there's the opportunity to tell the truth. Once again, a lot of people had the opportunity to tell the truth about what went down, but instead, they didn't. So basically, it's a lot of like, half truths going on in this episode, but it was a good episode. So anyway, like always, it's Teacher Michael from School Reviews. Title 1.